From $0 to $5K plus month in 5 months. Hi, friends. Long time without entering here, I have been advancing. I summarize my story in case this can help someone. I was working as a financial consultant. As a hobby, I had an investment blog, and a private banker called me to create our own investment fund. The plan was very ambitious, so my desire and passion made me quit my job to start the project. This was a basic mistake. You cannot, no matter how good it sounds and how much you like it, launch yourself into a business until you have a sufficient base, much less with a stranger. The reality was much worse than the plan he had told me about. Much less capital to manage what meant an extremely low salary. This made my situation dramatically worse. My income plummeted until I had financial problems since I had some debts. This led me to a situation where in my life I thought that it would never come, not even that it could exist. How your life can change in months. My mood suffered for a few months last year. As I read one day, when you are in the bottom you have no other way than up. I started looking for a better job. And I went through a process at a large consulting firm. But the C0VLD situation has delayed my incorporation. Locked up at home in quarantine, I had no choice but to create something. I had an old idea of creating a technical book of certain subjects that interested me and I had been studying for several years. Finally, I had no choice but to do it. I needed this to work. I did the best I could, and then, looking for how to promote it, I saw on Twitter there were people who advertised their courses and posted them on Gumroad. Something absolutely unknown to me. After growing nothing in 2 weeks, I bought one of those guides on how to grow a Twitter account, created by a guy who had 150k followers. I was very skeptical about it, but I had to try. I created an account, I put my course on Gumroad, and I started studying how to grow my account. I even signed up to a creators platform oriented to productize you and scale your online businesses. Surprisingly, it started working almost immediately. Followers went from 150 to 500, then to 1,000, until today I have 7,000. In 3 months. And most importantly, my course was starting to sell. In addition to the Twitter guide that I started selling as an affiliate. March $100. April $500, May $2,000. This June I have $1,300 until today, day 15th. I'm very surprised. We are much closer than we think to create a successful business. The internet has made it possible to do it fast if we work well. Fast, not easy. I remember when I read in the brutal thread he said he had achieved in months an income of $1K per month, which together with his savings and investments had allowed him to leave his job. It seemed exceptional to me to get $1K in months. A good base to grow. And I was able to do it. Additionally, in the quarantine, I have been able to buy my apartment from my landlord. As my relationship with him is good, he has deducted the rents paid and left me it at an extremely low price. The apartment was valued by the appraiser 3 times the purchase price. It is a small apartment in the center of a big city. I have a small mortgage to pay each month of less than $300. My goal is freedom and being able to dedicate myself 100% to my business. In fact, I already have advanced in 2 more courses. But I'm thinking about how to do it. On the one hand, I think that I should continue working in the fund since it increases my income. And eventually, when I can join the consultancy firm that I went through the process, take it. There is even another job, in a bank, where a friend can put me. This would allow me to save more money, pay my mortgage in 2 to 3 years, and be debt-free. The other option is to dedicate me to my business 100%, leaving my job at the fund. The biggest risk is that the bank asks me to deposit $900 a month to maintain the mortgage conditions. I would rent it since I want and I can live in my hometown, in the countryside, where my family has 2 houses and my grandmother is very old and she is alone, and I would take advantage to take care of her. I also love being there in nature and it is an ideal environment to work in my online businesses. I could rent my apartment for $1K and I would also have the income from the courses that the idea is to increase. With what seems complicated that I do not reach the $900 a month that the bank asks for income. But of course, having this mortgage paid would give more peace of mind. A friend who is on YouTube and has a channel that already has 20K followers told me that I should take this option. That there always is scary, but that I have enough security. Another option would be to sell the apartment and invest the money in dividend stocks, which would give me an income of about $1.2 thousand a month, without debt. I really like stocks for diversification and I understand them and I can analyze them since I dedicate myself to this. But perhaps it is to think very small, of having to sell a house that I like and that is bought very cheaply, and having to pay a lot of profit taxes. I think a good portfolio must be made up of stocks and real estate, and this apartment is in one of the best areas of the city. I want to thank none of this would have been possible without him. FLM changed my life. I became obsessed with it. I reread it 1,000 times. I recommend it continuously and I keep it in mind every day. And this is only the beginning. Greetings. Congratulations and wish you all the best in your business career. Could you tell us what is the name of your course on Gume Road? By the way, could you provide a name of this Twitter course as well? Thanks. Hi Wajna. Here there is no trick. It is very hard and smart work. In the course, I have worked hundreds of hours and I sell it for less than $50. The link to my course I prefer not to give it here. On Twitter there are many guides. I used this one, The Art of Twitter, a guide to building your Twitter account. It has an affiliate link. If MJ wants me to delete it, I will do it without a problem. Just tell me. Again on Twitter, there is no secret either, although this guide can save you a few months of trial and error. It worked for me, so I recommend it. Great story. Thanks for sharing it. Sounds like you have good options to choose from. Thank you for sharing this. I was asking because I want to create some additional source of income similar to your. I have 4 years experience in Excel and 1 year in Power BI. Unfortunately, I see tons of great courses available even for free. It could be hard to sell anything new in that niche. As one day read what most people don't understand about content marketing, the medium is the message. The chances the information you're sharing is already out there in some shape or form is 99.99999%. People just buy your version of it. You are the medium. Love what you're doing. Thanks for sharing and inspiring. Best of luck on your journey. I will be adding in this thread my ideas and my progress. What I have learned these months is that although it may seem counterintuitive, in 2020 we are still not aware of the revolution that the internet represents. All my life I have been one of the people who valued the internet the most, and I see that all my life I have underestimated it. I have heard that it is a change of the same importance as electricity or even the appearance of life on Earth. In business, the internet allows us speed and scalability never seen before. Now you can create a product once and sell it hundreds, thousands, or millions of times, with an additional cost of each product of zero. Also in ideas. I am thousands of miles from you and we don't know each other, and we can share ideas in seconds. We are at the best time in history, especially in the world of entrepreneurship. In addition to that, the internet gives us physical and time freedom. If your business is through the internet, you can work at night in Mongolia, nothing happens. You don't need to be at your NYC office at 8 am. This gives unimaginable freedom at any other time in history, and you can also live in a cheaper place. We are obliged to take advantage of this. Great work, man. I love stories like these, although they make me feel like I need to pull my finger out my ass. I just don't have the skills or knowledge yet. Patience. What's your Twitter at ? Have you found most of your followers are money Twitter accounts? Such as Life Math Money. I'm curious about whether these accounts attract like-minded people, or the general public. I prefer don't say here my Twitter, at least for the moment. There are many types of followers. Mainly related to your theme. If you talk about ships, you will have followers who like ships. In addition to, as you well indicate, a few followers of the Life Math Money LMM type, who hardly differ from each other. LMM gives the guidelines on how to grow any Twitter account, but many have copied its subjects: money, mindset, fitness, and they are not differentiating themselves. The first step is to detect how you can give value based on your unique experience and knowledge. Thanks, friends. I think these types of decisions are very personal and each one must look within. Curiously, people who are already free and dedicate themselves 100% to their businesses have told me not to hesitate. That option 2, to dedicate full time to my business and to quit my job. Because I am not counting on compound interest. I may have made more money as an employee today, but going from $2K a month to $20K a month in an online business could be infinitely faster than in a job. I am seeing that the difference is not in the situation of each one, but in the mentality. It is no coincidence that just the 2 people I have asked who have told me to quit my job are the ones in the fast lane. In other words, if you ask a mouse what it thinks of a cat, you know the answer. But if you ask a dog, it will tell you something very different. Of the same situation, 2 opposite opinions. At the moment I am very focused on these businesses. Even in the investment fund I can dedicate time to the new course that I am doing. I have enough freedom. Now summer is coming and I will have more time and vacations to move forward. I have also internalized that my situation has changed 180 degrees in a year, from depending on my salary completely, to now, where if one day I think it is enough, I will stop going to the office. And, friends, I assure you that this difference is brutal. I am calmer, more relaxed, I sleep better, I am more pleasant, and I am even going to have fun and learn at the office, because I know I could be free now. We are closer than we think to our ideal life. Strength and courage. Hi all. In recent days, I have reflected on everything that has happened in recent years and I have analyzed where I want to go. Every few months I recommend doing this exercise, observing the past, trying to learn lessons, and planning your future. What our ideal life would be like. Without a doubt, my ideal life would be to dedicate myself 100% to my business, with freedom of time and location. Also, I have found that I am much more productive when I work on my projects. So, I have made a decision, I will work hard for the next 3 months that I have more free time than usual since it is summer and I will have vacations. I will launch a new course on another subject that I am quite advanced and will increase marketing, both on Twitter and Instagram. In the future, I will create my own website, since social networks do not depend on me and I want to ensure 100% control mandate. I think I've gone through the phase that I didn't want to over-promote myself, I did not want to disturb my followers. What is absurd? This is a business and I add value. If someone doesn't like it, they need to unfollow me. Business is business. My vision now is that if you add value, even if you promote yourself, people will like you. I think that it is something habitual, together with that many of us go through at the beginning. In September everything should be up and running, and if everything goes well, I will decide to leave my current job, which takes up a lot of time and energy, for the little money that it brings me. The opportunity cost of staying in my job is very high. I created my entire project in the 2 months that I had to be confined. If this were my daily routine, in a year or 2 years I could create an empire. I advance it every day and every weekend, but being 100% dedicated to something increases your productivity exponentially. You eat, you sleep, You think about the project 24 hours a day, you become obsessed, and that is the level I want to reach again. It is the level that I had in my quarantine. Twitter and Instagram are still gold mines. There is a multitude of people making thousands of dollars a week. I leave some profiles that I found motivating. Many accounts sell courses on how to earn money on Twitter and how to increase your followers, which works very well, but it is getting too saturated. I think the best thing is to sell your only experience and knowledge, otherwise, you will end up being one more guy selling Twitter courses. In parallel, I am giving great importance to my family, environment, sport and mental health. I go to nature every afternoon without mobile, and it gives me peace and clarity of mind that is difficult to explain. If you are interested, read the book Your Brain on Nature. Your mind and body are your only vehicle. If you don't take care of it, you won't get far. Have a good weekend. Hello everyone, friends. I update my thread, which I haven't done in a long time. These months my business has settled. After the spring quarantines, together with the summer, sales fell a bit. From what I have spoken with other colleagues, it was something general. But online commerce is an upward trend, and more products are bought online. Also note the compound interest of the number of followers. I already have more than 15k followers on Twitter, and counting that my account is only 8 months old. It is a good number. I have been improving my product, and I continue to improve it. I have also tried other products and they have not sold well. The good thing about the internet is that it allows you to try at little cost. The income, although volatile, has remained close to or above $2,000 a month. Last month it was $2,400, and this will be somewhat less because I am testing with the price change of my product. Talking to colleagues, I was told that there are digital products similar to mine selling for $50 to $100, so I raised the price of my product by 65% as it was well below these benchmark prices. Sales suffered, so I took it down 20%, and sales are stabilizing again. I will wait a month and decide if I keep this new price. I have a contact who has 200k followers and makes about $10,000 a month selling digital guides. He has told me that he earned less than I with my number of users, and that gives me a good perspective. This is compound interest. If you have 200,000 followers, you will surely sell 10 times more than when you had 20,000. Anyway, having created a passive business that gives me $2,000 a month in a few months seems like something that if you told me last year, I would have laughed at the possibility. We are much closer than we think to achieving it. I also remind you that I live in a cheap city with a mortgage of $300, so my monthly costs are little more than $1K. At work, as I told you, I was searching and I got a good freelance offer that I accepted. I started a few weeks ago. Although it is practically like being an employee, since it requires a lot of hours and they pay me by month, not by project, I have enough freedom to be able to work from home most of the time. At first I will go to their offices to meet them, but then my idea is to only go a couple of days a week. I earn their $4,200 net by month, which is a very good salary here, where I live. So it's awesome to see what my life has changed in 10 months. Of having practically no money, almost no equity, and an income of $1,300. To have a scalable online business that gives me $2,000, a freelance job that gives me $4,200, and a house bought for $130,000. When the appraisal value was made at $375K. Life can be changed in days, and if there is someone who is now reading this and struggling, I tell them to keep going, hold on, success is just around the corner. The following months I will just work hard and see how everything goes. In parallel, I have been shaping my ideal life, and it would be to live in my town. I love and I need nature, living from my businesses and my investments. Due to the tranquility there, it would be the best place for it. I could do it now, rent or sell my apartment in the city and go to the town where I have a house. I would make $1,000 in rent my apartment, or if I sold it and invested the money in companies that pay dividends. plus the $2 I earn from the online business, which is 3 times what I would need to live there. I will if I am not comfortable in my freelance work. But I think I am in a good position to earn money and to pay my entire mortgage in 1 year or to increase my assets. I will tell you. Go ahead, friends. Amazing story. Did somewhat similar in the past, and it's really unbelievable how you can make 2K a month in just a couple of months and not that much work. And in my mind, the best part is that you can build an entire business out of a social media account. We started with a social media account and a small blog, and in the end, we had 4 people working. You just have to put in the work and try to scale it. Good luck. Really love this one. Haven't started anything yet. Feel stuck, struggling what to start. I want to be in a position where I can say this. Thank you. Your journey is inspiring. Hello, friends. I will include some notes in my thread. In general, everything continues to go quite well. I think that, as the book says, we have to accelerate. I have total freedom and the client pays well. As I said, about $4.20 to $4.5 net per month, and the work is entertaining. It is consulting. I have a lot of freedom, in schedules and in location, since I can work from home. Besides, the relationship with my boss is very good. In fact, that's why this opportunity came out. Contacts are everything. But I know that it is only a way to earn income and invest to get out of here. As a friend told me a few weeks ago in the company, the profiles are older. There are many people between 50 and 60 years old who have been doing the same tasks for the last 20 or 30 years. This for me is a real madness, and I see it as a daily reminder that I do not want that type of life. When you are in employment that you could really live without, and you know that it is temporary, that you use it as the basis for your business and investments, everything changes. You are another animal. Although I totally respect my colleagues and employees, we are very different. We speak another language. In a way, it almost makes me sad that there are people who settle for those lives, but this is not my business. I am nobody to criticize the life of each one. What is clear is that this is not my ideal life. It still works very well. Some months better and another worse, but I usually exceed $2,000 each month. It never ceases to amaze me to earn money with your mind and not with your time. We are so psyched that money comes out of time, that it is difficult to explain the feeling of getting up in the morning and seeing that you have made more money sleeping than you will earn in an office working 8 hours. To everyone who is starting, I ask only one thing. Just yesterday I thought of creating a thread on Twitter, and in the end promoting my product. I thought about it while having breakfast on a terrace and jotted down some notes in my notebook. I recommend everyone to write daily. It is the best way to get to know each other and give shape to our ideas. I wrote the thread, and in the next few hours it gave me $250 in sales. To think that an idea can make you money that fast is crazy. As they say, I'm working on new ideas for my product that I hope to finish these weeks, and then I want to think about how to grow it, maybe with videos. One topic that I have not discussed here before is investment. As I said, it is my passion, and I have spent 3 years dedicated full-time to this task. With what I think I have learned something. Although the best thing is to invest in good and quality companies, we are in a historical moment in which commodities are at their lowest and the opportunity is enormous. And I know of people who have lost everything in the stock market, especially investing in companies related to raw materials. Although I'm bullish on gold and oil, the best idea I know of is investing in uranium mining companies. In the previous cycle they multiplied by more than 20 times, and this I hope they do the same. In fact, it is where I had the money invested before taking it out to buy my house, and I missed some huge revaluations this year. If you want more info, you can follow or watch the videos at, as I say, I only say it to explain my way. I have been studying it for years. I talk a lot with the CEOs of these companies, and I will buy as I save each month. As you know, I left the mutual fund where I worked a couple of months ago. I was too small and my salary was too low. But I got out of there well, politely and cordially. Although we want to burn an office when we go out, it is key to leave cordially because in life contacts are very important and it is better to have friends than enemies. Curiously, my ex-partner called me and told me that he wanted to increase the investment fund amount, that he was raising money and that he wanted me to manage it on my own. I don't know if it will be able to raise money, but if it does, it is another door that remains open. While I keep my current freelance job, I learned that while leaving my previous job and my online business, it would be a third way of income. You always have to keep the doors open. Since I left the fund, I have an energy that I have never felt before in my life, with enormous happiness and power. I think it is a mixture of several things: finding a good job, creating my online business and knowing that I can create a source of income from nothing that gives me enough money to live, buying my house very cheap, leave the toxic environment I had with a colleague from the fund and start taking 5-HTP. Yes, I read in this forum a few months ago that tryptophan was key to the functioning of our mind and 5-HTP was recommended, which is totally natural. I started taking it and I have never been better. I don't remember the last time I was angry or sad. Although as I say, I think there have been a series of circumstances. Not only take this supplement. I also read an interview by Matthew McConaughey recommending reading the book Greatest Salesman in the World. It is a book that forces you to read each chapter 3 times a day for a month. They are affirmations to change your mindset. Although I have never really believed in these things, I am giving it a chance and I am doing it. As I say, I am very well, but I think it is for all the circumstances that I comment. In fact, I think the main reason for my current mental strength is having had a bad time for a couple of years. When you're in the shit, you have no choice but to assume it and push forward, making you strong as hell. I can't have more energy for the future. For example, this morning I woke up thinking why I could not have a house of $1 or $2 million, that in my city they are penthouses with swimming pools and terraces. I was seeing ads on the internet. As the book says, these ideas gradually change your mind. Think f***ing big. I think most people think small, including me in the past. Thinking of the minimum to be free. Like to have $2-3K and some controlled expenses. FCK. We only live once, let's give it our all. To think about having millions and a house like a f***ing palace. I'm going to give it my all in my freelance work. I'm going to improve my online product and create more. And I'm going to be filthy rich. Will you accompany me? Merry Christmas. 2021 is our f***ing year. Good to hear, brother. Will be following you in this thread. Soda. Great thread. Inspiration. Thank you for posting. I built a tool that I have given to friends for free. Then referrals come my way, but I have not been charging for it. So I know I have a product that others will buy value. And it's my passion, so if I can get started somehow, then I know I will invest my time and grow it. I've been thinking of ways to monetize online. However, not knowing where to start is overwhelming. So I end up doing nothing. My first question: what format or tool did you create your ebook in? Did you just type it up in Word format, or is there a tool you recommend? Mine will consist of a training guide and financial spreadsheet to be downloaded. Your formula of an e-course, selling online, using social media to promote could work. And it hits my target of time commitment for a side hustle. I have a day job and income expected $2,000 per month. Congratulations, you've done your hardest. Create something that people want. From here, iterate, test. The internet allows us to test practically for free, make noise and see where people respond. Try it on Twitter, if it doesn't work on Instagram, blog, etc. And you will see how and whether people respond. Regarding the format, the simplest thing is an ebook. I have it in PDF and in Mobi. I created it in Word and I converted it to PDF and also Mobi. You can do this for free online. There are many webs, like this one. If you have a spreadsheet, include it, with very clear instructions, indicating the cells and the values they can take. You can even lock the cells that are not editable, to prevent errors. The simplest and cheapest platform to sell it is Gumroad. More complex, expensive and professional is Shopify. Then you can grow and do a more extensive course in specific applications, but I would leave that for later. My advice, start now, step by step, even if it's only 1 hour each day. When you earn your first dollar you will have brutal motivation. Best. Hi friends. A quick note, to encourage anyone just starting out. This is skyrocketing. As I think I said, I have affiliates who sell my product and I give them more than half of what they get, since the cost for me is zero as it is a digital product. An affiliate made a Christmas sale on my product. New affiliates are growing a lot, the magic of compound interest, and since Saturday, I don't really know why, my sales have exploded. This month I am at $4,500 net. In addition to my freelance job, which I have billed $5,250 net. This is the best proof that the product works. There is a need in the market and they like my brand. That is why I am going to accelerate. I am already improving my product. I will include new stuff and I will also pass it on to an online course, which can be done on the web or mobile or tablet apps. I am often asked how long it took to make this product. Today I have reviewed it. I started in July 2019, in the evenings after work and on weekends. In February or March 2020 I started selling it by creating a network from scratch, and this month it will give me close to $5,000 net. A year ago I hardly even had to eat. Literally, since as I mentioned in the first post, I had a loan and my salary was cut in half. And today I am at $10K a month, with very low expenses due to my ridiculous mortgage. You are closer than you think. The internet has changed the game. I feel this thread should be notable and predict it will be gold. It is short, clear, concise, has entrepreneurship lessons, and the op is slowly but surely on his way to the fast lane. I wish this forum had more expressions of positivity like this one. I enjoyed reading your comments immensely. I agree, at least notable. I'd mark it gold. Guy starts a business in the height of a pandemic. Tweets his way to a livable wage. Seriously? Twitter is how you grew? Continues to innovate, test, and grow, and maintains quality relationships that lead to more opportunities. In 6 short months. In the height of the doom and gloom 2020 pandemic. There are a lot of great nuggets of golden wisdom in this thread. What do you guys think? Upgraded to notable, way to go with the bootstrapping from nothing. And thank you for the updates. Hope to see more big advances. Well done. I never got my head round Twitter. What's your thoughts on it as a platform? If someone was to get started on it, then what would you advise they do? Hi friends. Thank you all very much. We are going to turn this thread into gold. It is a matter of time. Attached is the evolution of my weekly Gumroad payments, the magic of compound interest and scalability. But they are still peanuts. The opportunity on the internet is brutal. There are people making hundreds of thousands a week selling PDFs, like. The summary would be this image. Create a product or service and leverage yourself on social networks. My advice is that you start with one, the one that best suits you, until you are big enough to go to the others. It is better to have 10,000 followers on a social network than not 2,000 on each of your networks. Twitter is just one more social network. In fact, I think it is the worst, since it has fewer users than Instagram, YouTube or Facebook. But it is the one that fit with my product. For me, you have to go to the social network that best suits your product, and Instagram, design, lifestyle, travel, YouTube, videos, stories, opinion, podcast, audio, interviews, Twitter, ideas, The good thing about Twitter that I think the rest does not have is that you can reply to an account with many followers, and if your reply has value, you will immediately grab attention. If you are interested in growing, I am an affiliate, but I recommend it because it is the one I used to reach my 20,000 followers in 10 months and be the basis of my business. Now I am creating my own website, since social networks violate the commandment of control, since they do not depend on you. If Twitter closes tomorrow, my business disappears. I need my own website, with my clients' emails, although I already have them through Gumroad. Also, as I said, I will improve the product and do an online course. I am looking at options, maybe Mighty Networks, which is a platform that they speak well of. By the way, I am rereading every time I like our particular Bible more and more. Greetings and have a good Sunday. Hey Soda. I was checking back to see your progress today. You've inspired me to create my product, make it ready for digital download, create a Gumroad account, create a FB page and group. Next is to test out the purchase and download process. Invest time into FB targeted ads to drive product sale. Invest time into build and grow Twitter, IG, and FB following. I like the image you have above. The beauty of it is all those tools are free to use. There are no excuses to invest a little time into playing around. What's the downside? I have bigger plans for my product. However, this will serve as an MVP for a simple market test. While I should make a few dollars off this, I'm after a bigger prize once I have a validated business model. Thanks again, MMJ. I find your post so valuable. All you did was educate yourself. And the breadth of the internet. There is so much opportunity. We are very fortunate and lucky to have such a great opportunity. I heard somewhere. There is so much opportunity, I don't know how anybody sleeps. Also, there is more opportunity for me than there is life expectancy. Great progress thread will be following. This is the perfect post for me this evening. Signed up a Gumroad and I look forward to getting to grips with Twitter. The coaching modality I use is seriously unrepresented on Twitter and a gap waiting to be filled. Thank you. By the way, if you ever want to chat, my first business was running Twitter accounts and selling products through there. Grew from 0 to 700,000 followers in 2 years, sold the business afterward. One of the people I was mentoring back then is consistently doing 8 figures annually now. If you want to jam a few ideas, just send me a DM. Hi friends. How is everything? Speeding down the fast lane? Long time without going in here. I am absolutely focused on growth. For a few weeks I have been repeating the mantra to keep growing. Every week I receive messages from people interested in being my affiliates. I already have about 60 affiliates to whom I give a higher than average commission, which makes it a win-win. Remember, being a digital product, the cost of replication is 0. I have improved and expanded the product, including more versions. My advice and what I will continue to do: build and build. The cost is so low and the prize is so great that you have to play this game continuously. Test and test. Launch demos, prototypes, etc. In parallel, 2 new opportunities have emerged. As you may recall, I had to leave an investment fund because it was small and my salary was tiny. The detail is in the first posts of this thread. I suffered like never before. But I left the job properly, politely. Despite many friends telling me to take them to trial, it never crossed my mind. Life takes many turns and it is always better to make friends than enemies. Well, the private banker who has the money has told me that he wants me to manage the fund alone. My investment theses have been the best in this time. I will not make the mistake of 4 years ago. I will not leave my current business, I will not leave everything for the fund. I will bill them a commission every month. Having total freedom in time and place of my work. We are currently processing the change of management company. I hope that in a few months we can start. It is a very scalable business. We started with about $6 million US. My partner has quite a few contacts with money. We will charge an annual fee on the amount and a success fee on earnings. With 6M you make money, but the idea is to soon reach 20-40M where the gains are exponential. As you know, I am a freelance consultant. I like the work, and I have total freedom. I work where and when I want. But it is true that I charge by hour. It is not scalable. Together with the CIO of the company I have sought to update the basic software tool of the company, and create a product of it, to be able to sell it outside the company. The CIO has approved it and so has the CFO. They have even commented to create a parallel company. And I am the one who will lead this project. Sometimes we look for opportunities far from us and from our area of knowledge. Opportunities are everywhere, and if you are in a company, by size, capital, possibilities, it will be where there are more opportunities. Open your eyes. This is again the leverage of the internet and computing. You build once and you sell a million times. There's scalability, big margins. The internet and computing are the best fast lane to wealth. A year ago my income was shit that I couldn't afford to live on, and now I have 10 times more income. Total freedom, and best of all, they are all scalable businesses, that if I do it well they can give 10 times or 100 times the benefits that they give me today. I have never been so sure that I am going to be rich. I'll finish with a quote that I love: Helen Keller. Can I DM you? I have some questions about Twitter. Wajna, don't scrap your idea, just do it better. Provided there is a need.